Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video we are going to look at grade 7 maths November exam scope. Learners need to revise integers. They need to know how to add and subtract integers. For instance, if you are given this number here, 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5, if you have two integers or two numbers to subtract or add, if the sign is different, what you do is that you subtract the smallest from the biggest and you take the sign next to the biggest number. So I can say 15 minus 10 is 5 and the sign next to the biggest number is negative. So my answer is going to be negative. My answer is going to be negative 5. What I have here is 7 plus bracket open negative 3. What you got to do is you have to work out the bracket first. So working out the brackets, you have positive in the bracket means times. So positive times negative. Whenever positive and negative meets, when they are multiplied, the negative is stronger. Or when you multiply positive, negative, you get negative. So it's going to be negative 7, negative 3. And if you have negative, negative, what you do is that you add the numbers, you take the negative sign. This is just like you are owing somebody and you are owing another person. So in total, you are still owing 10. Here, what we do is that we have the bracket here. Okay, so we just assume that we have 1 or the silent 1 here, so we are going to open the bracket. We do not have any negative here. Should we have negative here, the negative is going to multiply this negative to change the sign to positive. But because there is no number here, we're going to take out the bracket. We have negative 3, negative 4. And this is the same as this one, which will give us negative 7. We're going to multiply and divide. So to multiply integers, positive, negative, same sign, we take positive, different sign, we take positive. So this is 4 times negative 2. It is different sign. If it is different sign, we take a negative as our answer. If you are dividing the same thing, different sign, you take negative as your answer. Same sign, you take positive as your answer. Different sign, you take negative as your answer. So multiplying and dividing are inverse operation. They all follow the same rule. If you are multiplying same sign, you take negative as your answer. If you are dividing same sign, you take positive as your answer. If you are dividing different sign, you take negative as your answer. So if I have, let's say, same sign multiplied, say negative 4 times negative 2. Same sign, so I have to get a positive answer. Okay, we're going to look at multiples and factors of numbers. Factors means the numbers that can go into that number and leaves no remainder. So this number here has only 1 and 2 to be their factor. We have 3, which is 1 and 3. 4, which is 1, 2, and 4. 5, which is 1 and 5. 6 is 1, 2, 3, and 6. Okay, so we have these numbers to have these factors here. So when you look at these numbers here, some have only 2 factors and some has more than 2 factors. So the numbers with only 2 factors are called prime numbers. Prime numbers. So if I want to write prime numbers from here, I'm going to start with 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. And these numbers here are the first 5 prime numbers. 2 is an even number also, so it is the only even prime number. Okay. Alright, so we have looked at factors of numbers, and we are also going to look at, you can also be asked to find the highest common factor, which is HCF. So to find the highest common factor, let's say 2 and 4. 2 and 4, we need to just write the factors of 2, write the factors of 4, and then we go for the common factors. 1 and 2 are the common factors, but the highest is 2. So we choose 2 to be your answer. So we're going to look at multiples of numbers. We're going to look at multiples of numbers. So multiples of numbers means if you are counting in that number, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. So 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay, these are the multiples of these numbers. We have what is called LCM, which is read as the least common multiple. So if I want to find the least common multiple of 3 and 4, I need to write factors of multiples of 3, multiples of 4, and then I have to go for what I can see here and there, and is the smallest, which is the 12 is here and there, and it is the least. So the LCM of 3 and 4 is 12. The next need to also revise about the square root and cube roots. This number here is the square root of 64 plus 36, and this is the square root of 64 plus the square root of 36. So there are two different things. Here, because they have one square root, you need to add to get 100, and then ask yourself what number multiply to give you that 100. That is the meaning of a square root. It means 10 times 10 multiply to give me that 100. So my answer is 10. Here, you just have to ask yourself what number multiply to give you 64. And what number multiply to give you 36? So it is 8 times 8 to give me 64, and 6 times 6 to give me 36. So when I add this, I'm going to get 14. So the two, we can see it is different. We get two different answers. So if it is this one square root, this is how we go by 8, and if it is 2 square root, this is how we go by 8. So square root of 100 minus 4 plus 3 to the power of 4 to the power of 3. What does this mean? It means what number multiply itself to give you this? Minus 4. What does this mean? It means you are multiplying 4 by 4 by 4. So this one here, you're going to get 10 minus 4 plus 4 times 4 is 6, and 16 times 4 is going to give you 64. So 10 minus 4 is 6. So 6 plus this 64 is 70. Your answer is therefore 70. Number patterns. We're going to extend these patterns by 2 places. So we need to ask ourselves, are we adding, or we are subtracting, or we are dividing, or what are we doing here from one term to the next? It is obvious that we are adding 2. So therefore we can extend this by saying the next is 9 and 11. So how do we describe this in our own words? We can say we add 2 to the previous term to get the next term. 2 is added to the previous term to get the next term. So the rule in the form of an equation. To write the rule in the form of an equation, you need to, this is the term number 1, 2, 3. So first of all, you know the difference, and you can use x and y for them to say the first one is going to be my x, second one is going to be my y. Okay, so therefore, to write the rule, I'm going to say to get the y, what do I do? So to get the y, what do? I have to find the difference in these numbers here, and it is 2. I have to write it. If I get the difference to 2, I write it. Therefore, the x, I have to bring it. It means that I have to multiply the 2 by the x can be the position, the number of the terms. So number 1, x1, if I multiply 2 by 1, am I going to get 3? If not, what do I do to my result to get 3? So if I put 1 in place of the x, I'm going to say, because position 1, the term is 3. So 2 times 1 is equal to 2. What do I do to 2 to get 3? I have to add 1. So this is my rule. It is 2x plus 1. The 2 is the difference. After writing the difference in the number, you bring your x. The x stands for the numbers on top. Therefore, I'm going to multiply 2 times 1 to see, am I going to get a 3? If no, what do I do to get a 3? I have to add 1. That is my, what you call, rule. So whatever is given to me, I can use this to find my answer. Let us also need to revise about in algebraic expression, the constant, how to find the number of the terms, the constant terms, and the value of the expression. So this one here, if I ask you how many terms do we have, you should be able to tell me that we have 2 terms. In algebraic expression, only the plus and the minus sign separate one term from another. So this is 1, this is 2. So we have only 2 terms here, and the constant term is equal to the 4, the number on its own, but it's not only 4 but negative, because now a sign in front of a number belongs to that number. So what is the value of the expression if x is equal to 2? If x is equal to 2, we have 2 bracket open, 12 bracket open, 2 minus 4, which is 24 minus 4, which is equal to 20. That is the value of the expression if x is equal to 2. Last but not least, learners should revise about prism and pyramid, the properties of 3D shapes. They should know what a rectangular prism is. They should know what cylinder is. They should know what cone is, and so on. And they should know the difference between the prism and the pyramid. So the pyramids, the difference between the prism and the pyramid is that the pyramid is a 3D shape that has 2 identical faces that are polygons, and all the other sides are rectangles. Good. And let me do the last one here. Okay, this is a rectangular triangular prism. Okay, a prism has 2 identical faces which are polygons, and all the other sides are rectangles, but not all prism has this property like this one here. Okay, so they should know the names of the several types of prisms, and also they should know the name of the several types of pyramid, and they should know that a pyramid has an apex. It has a point where all the sides of it meet, and all the sides of a pyramid are triangles which meet at a point called the apex. and the base, it is named according to the base. If the base is a square base pyramid. We can have a rectangular pyramid, pentagonal pyramid, and so on, depending on the shape of the base. And also they should also have to learn about the faces, the edges, and the vectors. The face, the vectors, the corners, and the lines are the edges. So this face here, this has how many faces? It has 6 faces. How many corners, vectors? It has 8. And how many lines? It has, that is edges, it has 12. The shape here. Okay, last but not least, they should also learn the volume and total surface area. To find the volume of a prism, you just have to find the length of it times the height of it, 4 times the width of it. So 20 times 2, which is 40 centimeter cube. You find the length of each, height of each, width of each, you multiply, or you get the volume. But to find the total surface area, that is the area of all the surfaces are 6, and you add them, you get your total surface area. So I know that this shape here is the same as the shape at the back, and this shape here is the same as shape here, and the shape at the bottom is the same as the shape on top. So whichever shape I find, I have to multiply it by 2. So I'm going to say 2 times the bottom shape. The area of the bottom shape is 2 times 5. But I have to say 2 times 5 because this is the same as the top. So 2 centimeter times 5 centimeter plus 2 times the area of the side. It is 2 centimeter times the height is 4. And I have to find the area of the front and the back, which is 2 times 4 times 5 centimeters. So I'm going to multiply this here to get 10 times 2, which is 20 centimeter squared. And I'm going to multiply this to get 8 times 2, which is 16 centimeter squared. And I'm going to multiply this to get 20 times 2 is 40 centimeter squared. So now I am going to add 20 plus 60, so 20 plus 40 is 60, 60, 70, and 76. So 76 centimeter squared is my total surface area. So that is what they should learn. And also they have to learn about board mass. They should learn board mass. For instance, if you are given 2 times 4 divided by 2 minus 1. So what you have to work first is you have to consider the division sign. So you just have to say 2 times 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then after that, what do? You do the times, which is 4 minus 1. So your answer is 3. This is what they should know for the upcoming tests. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And also, they should also learn how to enlarge. They should learn about how to enlarge a shape, transformation, Under transformation, they should learn enlargement. They should learn reflection. Enlargement and reflection. If I have a shape of this size, let's say 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter. If I enlarge this shape by a scale factor of 2, all what I have to do is to multiply here by 2. I'm going to draw the shape again, but here is going to change to 4, and here is going to change to 4. And if I have to reflect a shape, let's say I have this as my mirror line. If I reflect this shape, it's just like taking this and putting it on the other side. So the image of this shape is a reflection, is going to look like this. So they have to learn under transformation, enlargement, reflection, and reflection. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.